What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That's So Dev podcast. My name is Dev. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Y'all know we have some tea to get into. It's a holiday. Hello! Thanksgiving. And first of all, I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for this podcast. I'm thankful for family, a support system, for life, for air. Speaking of air, breathe, bitch. But no, seriously, y'all. Before we really get into this theme, make sure you go ahead and follow me at That's So Dev on Twitter, Instagram, and literally everywhere else, especially YouTube. We kind of popping over there, okay? So, y'all, I'm very excited. I love the holidays. It's just so homey and just full of spices and food. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just a very comfy, cozy time. And, you know, obviously, I'm doing my baking. So that's definitely what we're going to talk about right now. Y'all, let's be serious. I bake up a fucking storm, right? So it's like, you know what? Thanksgiving is definitely feeling comfy, like I said. So I really wanted something that was going to reflect comfy, cozy. You know what I mean? So I made some homemade cinnamon rolls. Love that. Y'all... Making homemade cinnamon. This is the first time I've ever made homemade cinnamon roll, bitch. Like, it was, let's just say I definitely know better for the next time. It definitely was my first time giving it a shot, and it was fun. It was messy. It was an absolute disaster, but it came out so cute. I enjoyed it. Homemade glaze, homemade cinnamon rolls. It's the perfect thing ever. I was like, you know what? I don't want no basic cinnamon rolls. So I made some brown sugar cinnamon rolls. They are to die for. Okay. And so listen, I've made icing several times, but I've never actually made icing with actual cream cheese. So it was really interesting to, use the cream cheese, the powdered sugar, the butter, all of that good stuff, and to really make a nice icing, which was fantastic. I loved it. I'm not a cream cheese girly. I'm really not. The cream cheese icing and just, your regular icing. I'm a regular icing girl. Down. But that cream cheese icing, it kind of hit, bitch. I'm not gonna lie. I think the messiest part about the cinnamon rolls were, the filling. I obviously used my brown sugar, my cinnamon, the flour, butter, all that good shit, right? But I think I added too much cinnamon or filling, if you want to call it. It is filling, but I definitely added too much filling, but I don't think you can. And that's the thing about cinnamon rolls. It's definitely a trust the process type thing, but I personally feel like I put too much filling, but I don't think many people would think that I put too much filling, because I don't know if cinnamon rolls can be too cinnamony, but I really enjoyed it. It kind of overspilled on the pan, and I made a pan full of cinnamon rolls. They kind of baked into each other. It was really, really cute. I enjoyed it. I have been making a lot of things homemade for a very long time, but I think cinnamon rolls really tested my patience. It really, really did. Again, trust the fucking process. Over here, kneading down for 5 minutes and letting it rest for 5 minutes. It just was a very interesting process to make them. I'm definitely branching out with the different things that I, know how to make, essentially. I know how to make a lot of things. I just haven't made them in a very long time, but cinnamon rolls is definitely one of them that is more new to me. I want to eventually make some confetti cinnamon rolls. That's the idea. There's genuinely no cinnamon in it, but it's just like funfetti rolls or whatever you want to call them. I definitely want to get into that tea big time. They look so good. But these cinnamon rolls, they're just the absolute best. Like, it just has this, I don't know, this crispy, flaky, soft, fluffy, like, it's so good. Oh my goodness. For me, a big thing about it is it's the presentation of it. It tastes amazing, and it does look as good as it tastes, but the presentation of it all is just not there for me. So, and come on, I'm my hardest critic. Everybody want to be like, oh, that looks so good. Girl, stop lying. It's a mess. Come on now. Be fucking for real. So I really enjoyed those cinnamon rolls. I'm definitely going to make those again. Probably not for Christmas, but at some point in time, probably for like Easter, I'll probably make the confetti cinnamon rolls or whatnot. But if you're going to make cinnamon rolls, I recommend that you 110% take your time. Make sure you think it all the way through. I obviously thought it all the way through. The only thing that I had trouble with was essentially like, it's not easy to roll that fucking cinnamon roll. I don't care if it's just rolling. It's not easy. I don't care. And then I didn't remember to get the string actually for the cinnamon roll. So that was quite interesting. So I just had to cut it and just make it into what it was. But again, the best part about it was the fact that it was in a pan. So all that we're going to do is just bake into each other. It wasn't going to be like, a cookie or something where it's just gonna bake and rise and spread all over the fucking place. So I really did enjoy that. Love the cinnamon roll. Okay, so to die for, cinnamon rolls, brown sugar cinnamon roll with brown sugar cream cheese. Ate that. Now, for the next thing I made, I am so obsessed with these. Now, I made these homemade, and I cannot tell you. Now, if you don't know, look, this is just me, but literally, red velvet is chocolate. I don't give a fuck. It is, right? You can say all you want to, just like green velvet, pink velvet, all that stuff. It's essentially white cake. I don't care, okay? So, just the whole process of making red velvet from scratch was quite interesting, actually. Because I don't use cocoa powder very often, but I guess I just wasn't expecting to have to use that. I usually only use that when I'm going to make like a chocolate crinkle cookie or some type shit. But, I think with these cookies, it definitely challenged me to get out of my comfort zone. There's brown sugar in these cookies. I definitely wanted a nice chew to them, especially, look, I essentially went about it the same way that I would make a homemade chocolate chip cookie. And that brown sugar in that chocolate chip cookie is going to give it that nice chew. So these shits is nice. It has a nice chew, a nice fluffiness to it. And after I made my batter, essentially, I mixed in about a cup of white chocolate chips. I thought 1 cup was maybe too much. I probably would have used a bit less, but honestly, they came out so good. And the chips are cream cheese Hershey chips, so it's red velvet and cream cheese. It's just the perfect combo, and I just felt like red velvet and cream cheese was just so homey, you know what I mean? And I just thought it was perfect to make for Thanksgiving. I had it in my mind for a while. So I think probably the best part about the cookies to me, honestly, was creaming the butter and the sugar. That's always going to be my favorite part, just because it's just so creamy and just like it just reminded me of ice cream a bit. I don't know, bitch, okay? But I just know that the process of making red velvet cookies homemade, if you get the opportunity to, I definitely would recommend it, because a lot of the red coloring is actually, well, red coloring essentially. Like, they don't have like, I don't know, red velvet flour cake. Like, I don't know what people expect when it comes to red velvet, but it's definitely dyed. Anyway, those red velvet cookies, amazing. Cinnamon rolls, amazing. Now, for the final thing that I made a white chocolate mocha cake. Obsessed with this. I made it with almond milk. I think almond milk makes a cake so fluffy, and it also makes it so firm. Love that. I also made an espresso meringue buttercream, which was very interesting in a different method to me. When it came to the egg whites in the sugar, I found it a bit difficult to melt down, I guess, because you want the egg whites in the sugar to not have, the gritty taste, not the gritty taste, but the gritty feel of the sugar. You want to touch that, and you don't want to feel that grittiness. It should not be in the egg whites and the sugar, but it was difficult to get that to dissolve. But what definitely helped was, you want to have maybe a boiling pot of water or something, and have a bowl on top of it that's safe to be on top of the pot, and maybe put your bowl inside there so that way it can heat up the egg whites